What's up? My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Prod by Infinite, and today we're gonna be talking about mixing. So this is gonna be kind of like a new series that I wanted to try out. So I take like some of my subscribers and my followers on Instagram, take their FLPs or take their track outs like this, and then I just kind of mix it how I would mix the beat. You know what I mean? So this one right here is from AK. Say it 12 times. AK. Yo, let's get it, man. So we gonna play his beat real quick, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to mix it down how I would mix it. Right, and I think that's gonna be enough for like the listening and everything like that. So the thing that I noticed is that it's just way too loud. So personally, I think this slaps. Like if you play this in the car, you know what I mean, or if you play on some headphones or speakers, whatever, like for the beat by itself, slaps. You feel me? But just a lot of things are like really loud, and a lot of things are like sticking out. You know what I mean? So when it comes to beats, like everything can't be the star player. The guitar, the piano, like the bells, the whistles, whatever. Like everything can't be the star player at some point. You know what I mean? Everything can't be the star player at one time. You know what I mean? So some things you need to put in the forefront, and some things you need to put in the background. So I really like this beat. I think it's super creative. It slaps and everything like that. But I would just really try to like mix it down and turn it down, because when you got the beat by itself, it's finna slap. But then if you need to put like artist vocals on top of it and then master it after that, there's gonna be no headroom for them to turn it up. You know what I mean? Because like if you kind of know anything about like vocal mixing, like there's like multiple different processes where they turn everything up. You know what I mean? So if you got a beat that's already at 100, you know what I mean, by the time they got like they turn it up and everything like that, they ain't got no room. You know what I mean? So always make sure that you're not making your stuff too loud. So So personally, I'm actually gonna look for the melodies first, and then turn all the melodies down a little bit more, and then we're gonna focus on the drums after that. Okay, so for this vocal right here, I'm actually gonna put like a different like vocal mixing preset on it that I got. And in this mixer preset, it has a couple things that kind of like tames the high ends and just kind of like mask them a little bit, because if you got vocals in the beat and then you got an artist trying to put vocals on top, you don't want them to clash, because there's only so much room for frequency. So if you're hogging up all of the vocal frequencies with like a Vox, you know what I mean? Like it's not going to sound good when you try to put the artist on top. So I always try to do like some type of like low pass, high pass kind of thing with the vocals. So this is what the vocals sound like now. See, now it's more in the background. So when we play everything together, now it's hitting way more clean. You know what I mean? So it's still loud, it still slaps, but everything's hitting more clean now because we're turning some of the elements down. And notice we only turned down two things. We turned down the vocals, and we turned down that first Electra X melody. You know what I mean? And now it's already hitting way more clean. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to turn the 808 down a little bit too. I know this is like usually a sin for everybody else, but for the most part, you don't really need your 808 hitting like super hard. So I'm actually going to bring it down to maybe like -1 dB. I usually like having it hit around the -3 mark, maybe even like a little bit above it. But like I try to not make it too much at that 0 because the 808 just ends up overpowering everything. I feel like that's a good spot for the 808. It's not hitting too hard. It's not like super weak or anything like that. Still hitting, but it's hitting like real clean now. It's not overpowering everything. Something else I noticed is that like the cymbals, the crashes are like really loud too. So I'm gonna take these open hats. I'm gonna turn them down a little bit as well. Okay, so I noticed that the open hi-hats and then the stomps were hitting some of the same points too. So I ended up panning them left and right just so we have more room in the audio spectrum. You know what I mean? I forgot what the stereo spectrum, I guess. You know what I mean? So when everything's dead hitting on the middle, you know what I mean, it can get kind of cluttered. So when you pan things out, you have more space for everything. And then I noticed that like there's like a guitar that comes in right around this area. So we're gonna start mixing this part too. I think there was a lead that's in there that needs to get turned down as well. Also the hi-hats. The hi-hats a little bit too, because if you have hi-hats way too loud, when you listen to them in the car and everything like that, it's gonna pierce your ears. It's gonna hurt them. You know what I mean? So we gotta make sure that they ain't going too crazy. Alright, cool. So let's talk about some of the things I did. More of the melodies just getting turned down. You know what I mean? If anything, you really want the drums to be loud and you want like the melodies to be on the more like normal and tame sound. You know what I mean? You never really want the melodies to be like overtly loud. And then for the other synth bass that comes in, I just turned it down just because that high end in the synth bass is like very, very prevalent. So I don't really want that high end to kind of like overpower everything else in the mix. So I turned it down, and then I also brought an EQ. And then I kind of boosted like this 40 hertz range, like this 40 to 60 hertz range is really gonna boost up your bass. So I turned it down so the high end wasn't going too crazy, and then I boosted up the low end so when you still have it in the car, it's still gonna slap. You know what I mean? Now normally I would just try to like tame that low end, but when I tried turning down the low end in the EQ, it just kind of made the bass sound like muffled, and I didn't like how that sounded. So that was the alternative to trying to make peace with everything. You know what I mean? And now I'm gonna listen to it a couple more times and try to pick out any other things that I noticed as well. what? That's sounding pretty good to me so far. You know what I mean? I'm actually probably going to cut it right here because I don't want to change the beat. I don't want to take out stuff. I don't want to add stuff. I really just want to like change the mixing of the beat, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I still want him to keep all like the creative integrity to the beat. You know what I mean? So there's certain parts where I would probably take out sounds. Like when the guitar came in, I felt like it was just kind of like overkill. So I would probably would have took that out, make it a little bit more simple, leave a little bit more room for the artist. I probably would have took out another one of the leads too, because there are certain parts where like the beat gets too cluttered and it just doesn't really leave any room for the artist. So like personally, I would take some things out, but like I said, this is just more about mixing. It's not really about like making the perfect beat. You know what I mean? Now we're going to play it one more time and we're going to do a little before and after. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all stick to the end. My name is Devin. Also go by Infinite or Prod by Infinite, and peace out.
Wow.